There's some big sides coming into this side. We're going to have Chef Michael on. We're going to have Alex Classic Tips on as well. But just before that, have a little look. UFC, David Cormier at the weekend getting beat. I'll be chatting to Dave Betts this week on when he does the championship roundup. Also, Craig Edwards, golf. Medina this week, Justin Thomas shoots 61 course record. So now he's at the top of the FedEx rankings. We've been absolutely flying at Odds Market. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. 80 units of profit through the tennis boys that are flying. The Craig's doing the golf and the snooker. You've got the Premier League punters that will be back on Thursday this week with myself, Natalie and Martin. You've got to go back through the UFC with at Sports Keg and at Dave Betts. It's just an absolute recipe for making money. You've got to just make sure you subscribe at oddsmarket.com, and these shows are at Sports Daily. We're looking ahead. We're going to be going through Astana, and Borisov will be one of our first games. Looking at some of these Europa League, I don't know how they're actually going to fare with these first legs, because a lot of them are coming off a bit of a downer that they've not even qualified. You look at the Champions League and some of them would have said, OK, we'll just cruise through. We'll get to the Champions League group stages, but they're not in it. They didn't qualify. I mean, Celtic and Porto are the two for me that I thought would definitely qualify. Nowhere near it. Premier League punters over the weekend. Chelsea let quite a few of us down, but if you were watching, we had Sheffield United under 1.5 goals at 2. Bournemouth winning at Aston Villa 3.1. Man City drawing. I mean, a lot of coupons would have been busted with Man City's VAR goal being disallowed in the 93rd minute. And if you're a La Liga fan, what did you think? Valencia 1-0 up. Get a penalty, 92nd minute, miss it, and in 100 minutes, Sociedad get a penalty and convert it. I know that hit our household really, really badly, because Valencia were in there with a few other winners. I look down and I think to myself, OK, Barcelona getting beat away at Atletico Bilbao. Barcelona were bottom of the league for 24 hours. And then Real Madrid go and win. Atletico keep a clean sheet. Nothing new there. So in Spain, is it all to play for? Will Barcelona come through? The big factor was no Messi, no Barcelona win. Real Madrid, without Hazard. Hazard's going to be away 3 or 4 games. They still get to winning ways away at Celta Vigo. Looking around the leagues, Man City drop points at home to Tottenham. Liverpool win at Southampton. And tonight we've got Wolves entertaining Manchester United. We look at and think the Wolves only played 5 games so far, 4 in the Europa League, 1 in the Premier League. They've only let in 1 goal. Will Man United breach that tight and organised defence at Molineux? Some of the other games coming up. PSV versus Limassol in the Europa League qualifiers. We're going to be joined by Chef Michael and Alex Classic Tips. At the moment, we're still trying to get hold of Chef Michael. He seems to be on his holidays. So maybe we'll just go with Alex, and we'll find out what Alex thinks of these games. I think they're a little bit probably easier than the Champions League because there's so much at stake. Alex, are you there? How are you doing?
Hey, glad to be back. Of course I'm here. I'm always here. I'm always here to join you every time you need me. Yeah, I can only, you can only hear myself. You cannot see it right now, but maybe Rafa will do a split screen here, and you will also see me.
Yeah, I'm happy just to talk to you in the meantime, though. That's no problem at all. I mean, when you look at these games on the Europa League final qualifiers, are you got some sides that you really do favour?
I don't know. I think that the Europa League qualifiers are an underrated league to make money. A lot of people are thinking that it's very tough to bet on Europa League qualifiers, but we here at Odds Market on our YouTube channel, on our weekly show, Europa League show, are making a lot of money. Both Chef Michael and my tips were brilliant in the last 2 weeks. Since we started to keep our record, and I think that we lost just 3 of our tips. So that says a lot. Our ROI is brilliant. I think that we are around 10 units of profit, and I think that it's another round of fixtures in which we can do a lot of money. I wrote an article over to oddsmarket.com like I'm usually doing. I'm hitting these treble bets week in and week out, Champions League and Europa League, and so you can go to visit our site and look at those 2 treble bets, one from Champions League and one for Europa League.
Alex, did you have a futures in the Europa League? Did you think that it was at one side, or was it too difficult because obviously the Champions League sides that get knocked out in the group stages come on over?
Yeah, it was an interesting line with the bookies. The winner will come from Champions League. So it was around 4.0, I think, that the winner of this season will come from Champions League. And I took it because many teams important are playing in Champions League, and some of them they will be very unlucky, and some of the big names will go third and they will go in Europa League. So this is why I took it at 4.0, the winner of the Europa League to come from the Champions League.
Okay, I think we've got Chef Michael now. Chef Michael, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing, Flash?
No worries at all. No worries at all. We look at this. I mean, listen, your records, the pair of you, has been absolutely outstanding so far. Do you have any caution going into these first leg final qualifiers in the Europa League?
Yeah, I found it pretty tough. I was looking over a bunch of the matches last night that I liked, and still had a bunch of just second guessing and trying to go back and forth of what I wanted to play and where to find the value. So yeah, I found this first leg pretty tough.
Is it because obviously this is their final hurdle, and again a little bit like the Champions League, if they're going to go into the second leg, they need to be in it. Both teams need to be in it. You can get knocked out tomorrow night, but you can't qualify tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, a lot of these teams are going to be facing a lot of the competition that, it's a step up in class than what they're used to playing. And so the value really wasn't there on some of the teams, but I think we found some good games here.
Okay, well, before we go into the Europa final qualifiers, maybe we could get the record up so far, Raphael. Maybe we can have a little look to see how well the boys have been doing. Completely different than the Champions League. Raphael, can you get the record up for us? Because I think the boys are doing quite well on the Europa League bets.
Yes, it's up.
There you go. 17 picks, 14 wins, drawn straight across to the profit, 10.6 units, and they're just in the qualifiers. I think that will only go up when we get to the group stages. Let me start off, boys, by applauding you. Great win. Keep it up. Let's see if we can find any value. First game up is going to be Astana versus Bate Borisov. Bate Borisov, normally Champions League team. They've got to be gutted to be Europa candidates. What do you think? Alex, fire away.
Bate Borisov, yeah, in the past Champions League team, not anymore. I don't think that they have the same team as they used to be 3-4 years ago. Yes, they are decent. They are a good team. They are a home team, most of all. They are beating a lot of good sides at home. But on the road, when it is to go to Astana, I think that the value is with the visitors. Yes, Astana are absolutely brilliant at home. They cruised right now on the 2 Europa League stages. They were beaten, they were knocked out by CFR Cluj from the Champions League. but against the Europa League sides, they are cruising. 4-1 against Santa Coloma. Okay, you will say to me again that these teams, Valletta, Santa Coloma, are very, very poor. But they beat them without problems. 4-1, 5-1. On the other side, Bate Borisov, they were knocked out by Rosenborg from the Champions League. On the road, they lost against Rosenborg 2-0, and I think that they will lose against Astana, a difficult place to visit. The pitch will be, again, not natural 100% there in Astana, so I'm thinking Astana at 1.91, great value.
Chef Michael, you going to the home side as well?
Yeah, I completely agree. Astana, since they've got knocked out of Champions League, have been, like Alex said, just been destroying their competition. And that's what they're supposed to do against teams that are poor like that. I mean, they're supposed to beat them. You look over the 2 legs against Valletta, they beat them 9-1 over those 2 legs. And like Alex said, 4-1 against Santa Coloma. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do against teams like that. I mean, you'd have to worry about them if they were just barely getting by teams like that. So I think being home, value's got to be on Astana here. I'm all over at 1.91, same as Alex.
Yeah, I mean, they were a shade of even, so, I mean, the line's definitely moving in Astana's favour. Alex, I'm going to come to you with Ghent versus Rijeka. Ghent, they look like one of the better bets on the card, and if you were to put them in a parlay, maybe with a couple of Champions League sides, would I be on the right track?
Yes, absolutely. They are on my treble, Europa League treble bets at 1.68 there. Ghent, a brilliant side. I think that they will be one of the surprise packages this season in Europa League. I think that with a little bit of luck, they will exit the group stage. Not only they will qualify, but they will exit the group stage. Rijeka are good, but they are not at Ghent level right now. Ghent, absolutely brilliant kick off their season also in their domestic league. They are scoring goals for fun. At home, they are absolutely brilliant. I think that they scored in the last 4 home matches 17 goals across all competitions in Europa League, also in their domestic league. And Rijeka are struggling to keep clean sheets. So Ghent, with their attacking firepower, they should solve the qualification issue from home. I'm going straight Ghent as my banker for this Europa League. But if you want to push it furthermore, you can go Ghent -1 on the Asian handicap at 2.1.
That sounds like a bit of okay. I mean, if you're going to do a parlay, then Ghent at 1.68. But you might be able to get 1.7 in a place, or if you just hang on, you might be able to just fish around. Chef Michael, we're going to go Legia versus Rangers. This game's got value all over it. Where'd you find it?
Oh, it's got to be on the Rangers. I mean, I was on Rangers in both legs in the last round. I'm going to keep riding them. This Rangers team is absolutely brilliant. And Legia at home are pretty poor. The last 5, they've 2 draws and 1 loss, and 4 of those were under 2.5. And they like to keep it tight, but I don't think they've really seen a class squad like this Rangers team. So I'm all over the Rangers again. 2.85 is what I have found.
2.85, that's like massive compared to the 2.4 that's on odds checker. So whereabouts did you get that 2.85?
That is at Bookmaker.
Right, okay. I mean, well, obviously, if you're a Rangers supporter and you fancy that, 2.85 is just unbelievable. Alex,
the odds are dropping for that match. Now you can find the best odds at Bet365 in Europe at 2.37. So if you find the odds that Michael said, jump on them if you are in USA, because obviously Bookmaker is a US-based bookmaker. So if you are there and if you want to take some great set of odds at 2.85 is absolutely brilliant.
There's going to be no 2.85 left. Look at Chef Michael. He's been feasting on it all night, hasn't he? That's why he was late on. We were like, Chef Michael. He's like, hang on a minute. More Rangers. Okay, let's go to Holland next. PSV against Apollon Limassol. This is just like a one-way traffic, surely, Alex.
Yeah, it should be a one-way traffic. I don't think that there's... I think that it will not happen an upset here. I think that PSV are so strong right now in comparison with Apollon, because if you ask me PSV versus Ajax, I will say to you Ajax. But when you are playing at home against Apollon Limassol, you should win them from halftime. This is what I'm going with. Win from halftime at 1.95. PSV halftime, full time 1.95. Brilliant set of odds, and I think that PSV easily they will bounce back after their let's say struggles against Basel in Champions League. They were knocked out by Basel a few rounds ago in the Champions League qualifiers. After that, they passed Hogesund, and here they are against the poor Apollon side on the road. If it was in Cyprus, probably I will take another approach. But in the Netherlands, all eyes on PSV here, rolling from halftime, full time at 1.95.
Yeah, that's what you do. You shop around, you find the value. And I tell you what, Alex, that's probably one of the best I've heard this week. Chef Michael, Strasbourg versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Eintracht Frankfurt, good performance over the weekend. Will they go on the road and get it done again?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty tough spot for them. They go on the road to Strasbourg, and then they got to come back and go to RB Leipzig over the weekend in the Bundesliga. So I think this is going to be a pretty tough spot. Strasbourg is obviously going to want to keep it pretty tight and not give up an away goal, and then try to travel to Germany in the next round and try to solve a qualification there. But I think Eintracht, they still have too much talent to go out there and maybe lose. So I got Eintracht at draw no bet at 1.77. I think Eintracht can at least manage a draw out there.
Yeah, I mean, this game is one of them games I look at it and I think unders all day long. I'm just looking at it thinking both these sides have got the discipline and the patience to wait until the last half hour of the second leg to push or shove. I mean, draw no bet, 1.77 Eintracht Frankfurt. I can honestly see maybe a 0-0 or a 1-0 in this game.
1.9.
I just don't see many of the teams, either of the teams, wanting to go and commit and get hit on the break. Let's go Torino versus Wolves, because this, for me, is the tie of the round. Wolves have played 4 times so far. They've only let in 1 goal. Torino just did as they liked, went away last time, drew 1-1, never mind, we're already through. Torino versus Wolves, Alex.
Before that, I want to say some tips from the chat, brilliant tips. PSV to score in both halves from Barca at 2.04. At 2.04, I think that's a great take. PSV minus 1.5 at 1.95. Gabriel Hernandez is saying Celtic -1, but maybe we'll arrive at that game later. About this Torino versus Wolves, I think that we are talking about 2 great attacking teams. I'm comparing the 2 strikers a little bit, Belotti and Raúl Jiménez. I think that they are absolutely brilliant in front of the net, and I think that at least one of them should find the back of the net in this game, if not both. So if you find some great odds on anytime goal scorer on Andrea Belotti or Raúl Jiménez, take it, because I'm sure that one of them at least will score. I'm going both teams to score at 1.8. I think that Torino are a little bit overrated in this match. I'd like Wolverhampton to qualify further in the group stage, and we can find that right now at 1.62 with Unibet. I think that it will not be decided in the first leg. I think that everything will be decided in England when Wolves next week will host Torino. Wolves are playing today, and this is my only worry about it, because it's Monday and they have less days to prepare. Absolutely is a plus for them, because they played so many competitive matches till now in both Europa League qualifiers, but also now in the Premier League, in the English Top Flight League. Torino, no competitive matches on their domestic league. They only played 2 qualifiers against very, very poor sides like Debrecen and Shakhtar Soligorsk. So I think that it will count a lot. I was looking at draw double chance Wolves, but it's very low at 1.53. You can go as far as Wolves with draw no bet at 2.05. Something tells me that Wolves will not lose this first leg. I think that they will try to keep it tight. I see a 1-1 type of game here with both teams scoring in this one.
Couldn't agree more, Alex. I think this Wolves side are so suited by European football. I think they'll completely strangle. And whenever I speak about Wolves, I'm going to use strangle so many times. I think they'll dominate midfield. I think they'll pass them to death. And I think that that's probably one of the strongest bets with Wolves 2.05. I really like that. I don't see them getting beat in Torino. I really don't. I think they'll be far too good over the two legs as well. Now then, this is a game tricky as you like. Celtic at home to AIK, and I look at it after Celtic last week let me down 3 times against Cluj. Chef Michael.
Yeah, besides that Champions League loss to Cluj, I mean, Celtic haven't lost at home since February in their last Europa League loss to Valencia. They've kept 8 clean sheets in the last 15 going back to last season. And, I don't really like to go back to that far, but they pretty much the same team as they've had last season. And AIK are pretty terrible away from Sweden. I mean, they've won their last 3 matches, but it was against pretty lower quality opposition. I think the Celtic team is going to be way too strong, and I could see it getting pretty ugly for AIK heading out there to Scotland. I got Celtic -1 at 2.0. I see Celtic at least winning by 1 goal. So at the worst, I get my money back.
Wow, I don't know.
Can I have a bet also for this match? It's not on my list, but I want to have one bet for this match.
Go on, Alex.
Okay, I expect Celtic to absolutely smash. I couldn't find the value in the morning. I don't know. I had 2 coffees. I wrote the Treble Bets article. I capped the matches from Champions League and Europa League, and I looked so much at the Celtic match, and right now it just came to me, hit me, bang. So Celtic and over 1.5 goals in the match at 1.83. And I think that Celtic can score on their own at least 2 goals in this one.
I really don't know if I can stick my hand in a dog's mouth again and get it chewed off. I really can't. I mean, last week I had Celtic in about 3 different situations, and they still found a way to get done. I just can't. I just don't know. Obviously, you boys are trying to give me a bit of confidence. I'll have a little think about it. Chef Michael, give me a rundown of your bets, please.
Yeah, I got Celtic -1 at 2.0. Eintracht draw no bet 1.77. Rangers at 2.85 and Astana at 1.83.
Do you have a favourite there?
I'm going to go with Astana as a banker.
Go on then, Astana. Alex, fire me yours and give me a banker at the end, please.
I'm going Gent at 1.68 against Rijeka. I'm going PSV, Apollon, halftime, full-time at 1.95. Astana at 1.91 to beat Bate. Torino versus Wolves, both teams to score at 1.9. But I also fancy, not as an official bet, Wolves with draw no bet, there at 2.05. Banker of the week, Celtic and over 1.5 goals at 1.83.
Cheers, Alex. Cheers, Chef Michael. Go easy, boys. Let's hope every bet's a winning one. And I'll see you again soon. This has been at Sportsbet Daily at oddsmarket.com. Tomorrow you can join me. I'll be joined by golf and snooker guru Craig Edwards. I'll have at Dave Betts on going through the Championship football, but I will be mentioning Cormier after he gets beat by Stipe. And also we'll have Adam on talking eSports. Go well. Till next time. Take care.